We are here live tonight for the Black Women's Equal Pay Day Encore. And we have had a wonderful week talking about the wage gap that occurs every year between Black women and our counterpart. Now, if you didn't know this, you're going to learn today that it takes over 18 months for us Black women to catch up with our counterparts in pay. So our BWEPD changes, it shifts every year according to how long it takes us to catch up. And so we're here to invite each and every one of you to come into our community, take a stand, be a part of this movement, but you got to go to bit.ly/pay yourself 21. Our whole summit this year has been about writing your own check, paying yourself, and you deserve it. You are a woman, hear yourself roar. I said that yesterday. That's how we end it, because you're bad. You are that bad. You are worth more than what you're getting right now. And if you didn't know it, I'm here to tell you that today. So we started off yesterday, or not, a couple of days ago, with Miss Eureka S. Humphreys. And somehow we got kicked off. And so I wanted to bring her back because she was on fire. She was so on fire and giving you a lot of information, a lot of strategy, and she showed up with receipts. So I had to bring her back for the encore because it was just that powerful. One, so she can finish up. Two, so we can bring our other guests who are in the room. So if you want to get in the Zoom room, again, you got to go to bit.ly/pay yourself 21. Also, if you're listening, please share the broadcast. Sharing is caring. There's someone out here. If it's not for you, that's okay. But there's somebody in your own community, your sister, your auntie, your grandmother, your mother, your sister friend that needs to hear this information. So let me tell you a little bit about Miss Eureka Humphreys. She holds an executive MBA in leadership of self, others, and organizations. She started HGTAS, a tax and bookkeeping company to help educate individuals, businesses, and the self-employed. She teaches them how not to owe the IRS and to get the most from their dollar. Doesn't that sound like you? She has found her passion in inspiring people to be, do, and have more than they can imagine by helping them break through the limits they have put on themselves. Her own inspiration is to empower the masses through inspiration, love, and service, and helping people to live a life of purpose. This is why she started the company, Empowering the Masses. So, hey, with no further ado, my business sister, Eureka S. Humphreys.
Oh, thank you, Saint. Thank you so much. I just love that introduction. Okay. But yes, I enjoy being able to help people not owe the IRS. And I want to give it back to you, Stephanie, because you're absolutely amazing. You have a heart of gold. You know, you like helping people and having fun. And, you know, and I really appreciate you for all that you do, as I said before. But it is definitely my honor to be back here with you guys again. You know, when you're giving good information, sometimes the enemy wants to come in and just try to cut it off and try to change it, you know, try to stop it from going forth. But the one thing that we know how to get up and continue to move forward. We know how to keep pushing forward. And again, thank you for having me back. Before, you know, my title is Wealth Planning Success Through Income Taxes. And I spoke with you guys on part one. We're going to go ahead and call that part one. I spoke with you guys about, you know, about filing status. I spoke with you about knowing how much federal withholding to take out of your taxes so you're not owing a lot of money at the end of the year. And I also talked to you about not trying to do your taxes on your own. That was the last part that we left out on, because how many of you know, if you don't know the tax laws and you're not up to date with the new and old credits and deductions, you probably shouldn't be doing your own taxes, right? I would probably agree to that as a tax professional, okay? Because some people, they miss out on money simply because they do not file a tax return. You know, before at the beginning, I told you that people are missing out on over $1.5 billion in refunds. And, you know, and people, they don't, and some of it is because people don't file a return. Sometimes they feel that if they're under the filing threshold and then they don't need to file a tax return. So then they're not going to file a tax return. And so what they do is they're leaving money on the table. How many of you guys have ever been told, don't leave money on the table? I've been told, don't leave money on the table. Stephanie, have you been told, don't leave money on the table? Well, if you have any great mentors, if you have anybody like that, they're going to say, don't leave money on the table, because if you leave your money on the table, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to go ahead and snatch it off for you, because if you don't want your money, I go ahead and take the money that you don't want. Okay. So people in this group, they usually qualify for big tax credits depending on their filing status, dependents, and other factors. I had a new client. She was very hesitant to filing her tax return because she didn't think that she made enough, and she didn't feel that, you know, it was worth her time to file. But what she didn't know, because she had children, that it was going to work in her favor if she filed her tax return. So I was able to get her a few $1,000s in refund. She was very happy and grateful. And it was because she came to me and she allowed me to be able to help her plan her wealth through her taxes. And this happened because she consulted with me, and she allowed me, again, to help her plan for not even this year, but also for the following year. So now she knows that even if she's under the filing threshold, that she can still file her tax returns and get a few $1,000s. Sometimes that's when you be happy to say, you know what, I have children, okay? Versus, look, can you come get these children, okay? Can I give these children to you? But this is the time where you want to say, yeah, let me go ahead and keep these children a little bit longer, okay? So I found in my personal experience, by planning my wealth during the year through my income taxes, that it's been very profitable for me. It allows me to structure my taxes in a way where I will pay less and I will receive more by balancing my tax credits and deductions with my income. If you don't know how to balance your deductions with your tax credits, with your income, and the dynamics of your family, then you've already missed out on money that you probably should be getting at the end of the year. You have to know how to balance all of that. And, you know, you must be aware of the new credits and the new deductions and how they work for you. And if, you know, and even if you, if you're, what is the word I'm looking for? If they're available to you, if you qualify for them, okay? Because sometimes there's tax credits you don't qualify for, but a lot of times there's tax credits that you do qualify for, but because you don't know, you miss out on them. So most people do not take time to do this, to try to put it all together where it makes sense for them. So when you plan your wealth through your income taxes, you should consult a tax professional. Would you agree? Yes, yes, absolutely. Someone who is educated in the wealth and tax planning field with years of experience could help you plan your wealth through your income taxes. Okay. So being wealthy, it's not an accident. You think wealthy people are wealthy on accident? It's not an accident. If you do not have help, then you're probably missing out on money as well. You cannot afford to not take action. Rich people are rich because they plan their wealth. And this is why I say it is important for you to plan your wealth. Plan your wealth through your income taxes can be the first thing that you can do. You know, if you're looking at moving from where you are to another level, let this be the first step for you. If we can teach you how to duplicate your money, we're talking about women's equal pay. If I can teach you how to double or or duplicate your money at income tax season, because like we said before, sometimes income tax season is the biggest check people get in 1 month. So instead of just spending it all, if we can invest that money, if we can duplicate that money, if we can make that money work for you, whether it's starting a business, whether it's putting it in your retirement, whether it's doing something that can help you and your family, then let's do it. That's what we want to do. And so with that being said, I really didn't have a whole lot to finish up on, but if you didn't catch it before, my name is Eureka S. Humphreys. I am the CEO and founder of Humphreys Gaddison Tax and Accounting Services, which is also known as HGTAS. You know, you can choose to plan your wealth and be profitable, or leave money on the table and continue to struggle. You can choose to plan your wealth and be profitable. Rich people, they plan their wealth for profitability. Or you can leave money on the table and continue to struggle. Sometimes we struggle in life, not because we have to, but because we make a choice to. Again, the choice is yours. I want to encourage you to be proactive, and you can schedule a free consultation, a free 30-minute consultation with me. Now I have a few spots available, and I'm going to also be able to give you guys my link. I also would like to help you discover money you may be missing out on your taxes. And what I'm going to do is Thursday, I will be featured with a group called Success Fest 21, and I will be a keynote speaker for them. And I will also be talking about, wealth planning, success through your income taxes. And what I'm going to do is on that Thursday, you'll see it on my link by Thursday, I'm going to offer everyone the opportunity to download a free copy of the 5 fatal mistakes you're making on your taxes. How many of you guys know that if you know the mistakes you're making, then you can correct the mistakes you're making, right? If you know the mistakes you're making, then you can correct the mistakes you're making. And so I want to give you at least 5 of the fatal mistakes that you're making so you can be able to correct them. And I'm going to give you the opportunity to download that on my link. You can acquire the download and schedule your free consultation with me at linktree/HGTAS. That link is linktr.ee/HGTAS. Again, it's linktr.ee/HGTAS. And you'll be able to download that, schedule your free consultation with me. Also, you'll be able to connect with me on my Facebook and my Instagram through there. And you'll be able to find out a little bit more about my company. I also want to leave you with this. There's a quote by Bill Gates, and he says, if you are born poor, it's not your mistake. But if you die poor, it is your mistake. Which basically means that we don't always have control over who our parents are, the life we live as a young child, and where we came from. We don't always have control of that. But when you become an adult, you can't blame everybody in your life why you are where you are. When you become adult, you have the choice to make your life better. You have the choice to do something different than what you've seen when you were younger. You have the choice to invest in yourself, whether it's through personal development, whether it's through finding mentors like Dr. Miles Monroe, Les Brown, Lisa Nichols, Oprah, whomever, Coach Danielle Whittingham, or Grant Cardone, any of these leaders that are out here, people that that you look up to, you can be able to look at those people and have them as mentors. Eric Thomas, all of the greats. You know, you can go to YouTube or the internet and almost find out anything you want. So you can have, do, and be whatever it is that you desire, as long as you put the work to the desire. And so with that being said, I look forward to helping you plan your wealth. Again, make sure you contact me through my Linktree /HGTAZ, linktr.ee/HGTAZ. And again, I look forward to working with you and helping you. And with that, Stephanie, I know it was short and sweet, but I turn it over to you.
It's all good. This was wonderful. So not only are you giving them the 5 mistakes that they can correct, but also make them profitable.
Absolutely.
By correcting that, right? That gives them more money, right? And then in the future, as they plan, they'll know to look for those things, or at least talk to their tax consultant, if it's not you, about those areas that they need to be aware of so that they get the correct deductions. So that was powerful. That is, you guys, you got to go to her Linktree /HGTAZ and download that ASAP, because that's going to be powerful for you. Now, we have guests in the room, and we're going to bring them over because many of them have been rocking with us all summit long. If you don't want to come on camera, guests, you don't have to, but I just want to hear from you. What did you think about the presentations? What questions might you have? What did you think about the summit this week, this past week and weekend? You know, whatever your heart desires about even just Black Women Equal Pay Day, your thoughts, what you didn't know, and now you've been part of the summit, you've learned. Some of you may have to look at your screen to see the request, because I'm promoting you and it's not bringing you over. So take a look at that. Again, for those of you who are joining us now, thank you again for being here to join us in the room. If you'd like to come into the room, it is bit.ly/Pay Yourself 21. Our whole topic this summit has been about how to pay yourself, how to stop depending on someone else for a paycheck. You have gifts, you have talents, you have treasures, you have a service that you need to provide to others. You have a divine calling, whether you believe it or not, you do. And it doesn't mean it has to be coming from the church. Your calling can be what Miss Eureka does, helping people with taxes. It can be helping people buy their homes. It is what you're gifted and talented in. Do you even know what you're gifted and talented in? And the word says it will make room for you. It will make room for you. And you have to believe that.
Your gift will make room for you.
Absolutely. All right. I have some people that are not coming over. I don't know if you might want to raise your hand or look on your screen. Is there anyone that would like to go? All you have to do is pop off the screen or pop off mute and give us your opinion. What did you learn throughout the summit? I can call on names if you like. Okay, Miss Raynell, what did you learn being a part of the summit, or even today's topic with taxes?
What I've learned just from the few minutes, that it's important to get some help in filing your taxes. Because if you do it yourself, like Miss Eureka said, you're losing money. And we don't want to give our money away. We need our money. Even if we just wanted to sit over in an account, an IRA, and let it do some work on its own, we need our money. So this was refreshing. I've learned some stuff. I got your Linktree. I'm gonna write it down, and I'm quite sure that I'm going to be the one that's calling you soon.
Well, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Miss Marnie has been rocking with us all week. Miss Marnie, I know you have some things to say. Would you like to share your thoughts? Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Marnie. But I will tell you, Marnie has been listening in. She has been participating in this. There were some things I believe she said earlier this week that she didn't have a clue about. She didn't know because we were given startling statistics and how, you know, our start, when you start out working as a woman, as a Black woman, you are already behind the curve. You are already set back from the time you begin work, whether you're age 14, 15, 16. You are already making less. And over a 40-year career, you would have lost out on almost $1 million. I want my money. I don't know about you. I want my money, and I don't have time to wait, because another statistic says it wouldn't be if we tried to right this ship, it would take until 2059. I don't have that kind of time. I don't want to wait to get paid.
I believe it's important for you to fight for your rights. And that's something that we just have to continue to do, because, you know, the saying that if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. And so, you know, there's different ways that we can begin to fight for our rights. And one is awareness, is when we are able to make, you know, other women that look like us, you know, aware of what's going on, then, you know, now they know, okay, there's change that needs to happen. There's something we need to change. And then we can, you know, like we're doing now, set up something to try to move forward and move that change, to grow that movement of, you know, it's not okay for us to be paid less than our counterparts. It's not okay for us to be paid less for the same work that we do and do better most of the time. Okay. And, you know, sometimes in life, you got to let people know that it's not okay. You know, sometimes it's just like when you have a sibling and they fight and one hit each other, and, you know, and then you say apologize and they say, okay, I apologize, I'm sorry. And then the other one say, it's okay. It's not okay. You know, I teach my kids to say, it's not okay. Please don't do it again. But thank you for your apology, because that was not okay. You know, and so that's the same thing here. It's not okay to be treated unfairly. So I need for them to be able to make the change. And so us standing up for change and us moving forward with this initiative, you know, was very, very important. So thank you.
Yvette, you came on camera, so that means you have something to say.
I do. I just couldn't let this moment go by without saying my little 2 cents. You know, I hardly can ever think of how this has ever happened, where women have been really, especially Black women, you know, because decades I've been making my own way. So because as a woman, you know, that I've been treated unfairly. Like when I go to the car dealership, you know, I always mad with me because they don't treat you right. They try to overcharge you. You know, they know that you don't really know about, you know, certain things. So they do try to take advantage. And my daughter is in school. She's furthering her nursing career. And, you know, it's painful to know that she won't be treated right because she's female and she's Black, you know, and I've seen how hard she's worked to get through school, you know, the sleepless nights, you know, and she has 2 kids. So it's already painful to me to know that she won't be treated fairly because she's a Black female. And, you know, I don't get it and I don't like it. And I have decided to do something about it. You know, I've shared this opportunity with so many women this week. You know, I don't know if they all came on, but I had one contact me like an hour ago, was like, hey, I've been at work. I wanted to get in, you know, to see what you guys were talking about. I was like, girl, you're too late. Check us out next year, because we will be doing the same fight. You understand? Bringing awareness to what's actually happening, because just like me, you know, I didn't ever know about this until last year when Coach introduced this to the community. So I appreciate this opportunity to be, you know, in with something that will further, you know, our movement with Black women and how we You know, we are exceptional. We're queens, and we should be treated as such. Thank you.
Thank you. And Ms. Danya says she learned to plan for retirement, because that also is important, because we are aging. We're not going to get any younger as much as I try to hold on to it. We're just not. And so we do have to be cognizant of setting up some kind of wealth planning for our future. So I agree with that. We have another guest speaker who spoke earlier this week or this weekend, Miss AJ, Miss Alicia Johnson. Would you like to say something?
Hey, how's everyone doing today?
Wonderfully.
So I really and truly think that it was an honor, just to be a part of this. I was not yet in the community last year when, you guys did it, but it was a lot informative. I think is that I knew, but then again, I didn't know. Because although I've had a, pretty extensive education career, I started out in, corporate America. And so often I was the only person of color. I mean, so often. Matter of fact, I didn't really change a lot in education. And, the difference probably was the fact that I had shifted by the time I got the education. But in the whole time in corporate America, it was all kind of discrimination. It was just on so many different levels, but, there is the wage gap was it as well. I've been told, you get a dime raise. I had a child. What am I supposed to do with a dime? You know what I'm saying? And while, I happened to pick this up that, we would have the male counterparts. A lot of times they will fly all over the country to take positions. Okay. It was not strange at all. Whenever we get someone new coming in, whatever level they were, they usually had came in from a completely different state, region, area. And a lot of times it was not internal, within the company, but it was, they had hired in. So if you picture, a woman of color who's single, who have kids, it's not as easy just to pick up, 3-4 times and fly all over the country. But these men do that. They move their families 3-4 times a year and they stay at a top salary bracket. And sometimes, you just have to access what's local to you. That might not be where the opportunities are at. So then what do you find yourself? Just accustomed to working and taking positions and taking salaries, because at some point, your back is up against the wall. You got to feed these kids, etc. So just, I'm thankful for, the position that, we are in, being able to share this knowledge about, there is options, because some people just don't know it, that they have options, that there's something more that they can do. So just really and truly excited to have been a part of it, to have learned and, had another resource to invite people to, because, sometimes people get sick of me preaching. So I just think it was absolutely amazing.
Awesome. And you brought up another point, AJ, is that women, when we think we've arrived and we are making 6 figures, it's comfortable. We think, we've done it, until you find out their counterpart, even though you're at the same level, same experience, is even making more than you, even at the 6-figure level. And you're trying to figure out, how did that happen? But we're comfortable because we're able to, we think we've come on up, move on up. I'm coming up. I want the world to know. Right.
But, it seems like it's even at the lower levels, because, I was one of those moms that worked 2 and 3 jobs. Sometimes my family would have my child for the summer. And if they had him, then I'm going to go to work. And so during that time period, I might be, working a daytime job, doing pizzas at night, because you can do it at 3 o'clock in the morning. Even the white male counterparts, they would outring everybody in tips, So it's just the level of bias. And I think that it was probably during one of those, picked up a side gig here to, kind of whatever I was trying to get some money for, that I remember that what they would do is they would, either bump the orders or do something so they could kind of steal some tips is what they would do if they seen it like had a $10 tip or something. And I remember being upset over that one day and feeling unjust, but it's like something shook me and said, sister, truly $10 is not what got you shook up. Truly. You remember the God who you serve and know what's in your hand, and $10 does not have you there. And I'd like to think that was probably the last time, I went that round of picking up 3 jobs. But, it's just definitely something that needs to be talked about. And when more people stand up, we need to support them. We really do.
Awesome. I think Ms. Burdell has something to say before she says anything. Hold on, Ms. Burdell. Ms. Eureka, you want to share? There's still ongoing conversation. We're not the only community that's having conversations around this. There's ongoing conversation that's going to be occurring this week. Ms. Eureka?
Yes. So I wanted to let you guys know that Women's Equality Day, the SBA is doing a Women's Equality Day, is Economic Equality for Women Entrepreneurs, a conversation and celebration of Women's Equality Day. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post it in the chat, and you can go to the website and register if you're interested in that conversation as well, because not only us as a group is supporting the movement towards women equality, but it's a whole national thing, and it's so funny because I was looking at an interview with Sarah Jake Roberts and her husband, and they were on, I believe, TBN, and the gentleman was talking about, how now it seems like women are finally just starting to get the recognition that they have deserved for many years, because it's like we have been put aside or, put down, even though we are some of the hardest working women you would ever know, and understanding, not only them starting to understand our worth, but the fact that we understand our worth. And there's a saying that people will treat you how you treat you. So if you are demanding how you want to be treated by treating yourself the way you should be treated, then other people are going to take that and they're going to do the same. So sometimes you have to demand what it is that you want, what it is that you're looking to have and looking to receive. Because if you demand it, then other people will say, you know what? Maybe I should give her what it is that she's asking for, because there's a reason why she's asking for it. So once again, SBA, they're doing Women Equality Day, and you can feel free to join on to that. I'm sure they're going to have a lot of great things within that. And they'll probably also talk about some of the grants that is available for us as entrepreneurs. So with that, I turn it back over to you, Stephanie.
Thank you. Miss Burdell, she's been itching. Miss Burdell, how are you?
Hey ladies, how are you guys doing? Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, awesome. I got my headpiece in and it's like, oh my goodness, I've learned so much from her last conversation that we had. I remember it was yesterday, a couple of days ago. I've been on so many calls. I can't get it right these days. I can't get it right. So anyhow, I learned that number one, that I need to plan or duplicate my money. How can I do that? I got to be very mindful. So then I got to go with this mind shift. It's a mindset. It's a mindset of how to get my taxes done. Especially for Black women, whether I'm doing on my personal side, my personal taxes, or my business taxes, I need to get it done by a professional. But here's the other issue. We have to find the right professionals, because I've had my taxes done by professional, but compared to what we just shared during the Equal Paid week, it's a different mindset. Does that make sense? because it's like, okay, if I go and even though I'm paying somebody, professional, that doesn't mean that they have my best interest at heart. So I have to be very mindful who I get to do my taxes. And then also what I've also learned is how, once I get my taxes done and I've got that money or saving, because I believe she also made a point that if Jeff Bezos, I believe that's his name, spending less in taxes than we are, there's a problem, right? There's a problem. Can you imagine? So we have to be very mindful, I should say. Have to be very mindful of the person that I find to do my taxes. And also when I get that money, I need to find a way to duplicate my money. That's another point that I've learned. And also, you know what? I am so blessed to be a part of this community. I am telling you, I have learned so much, guys. Listen, I've got like 3 notebooks here, and I'm going from one notebook to the next book, notebook, and I'm thinking, okay, now this one goes here, and I got tags all over the place, and it's like, oh, there is something else I've learned. Now I got to go make some changes. So, guys, I'm telling you, I'm about to pull my hair out. I got to get this together. So thank you guys so much for sharing. I really appreciate you guys. And thank you, Coach, for this community. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Eureka, right? Am I saying your name right? Thank you so much,
right.
sis. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for being here. Make sure, now she said a lot, but what should have motivated you was to go to bit.ly/pegyourself21 so you can be a part of this community and get all the knowledge that we give. Be first to get it, not second, not third, but first. Now, Miss Eureka, you have some closing words?
Well, what I wanted to say to Miss Burdell, you're so amazing. Thank you so much for that. But yes, I think it's important for you to meet with your tax professional at least once a quarter during the year. So as things are changing, like one of my clients, if his money changes, he calls me. If he starts a new business or he calls me, like he calls me for everything. And some things I'm just like, oh, okay, you didn't have to necessarily, but okay, so he calls me like all the time. Y'all don't have to call me like that. But I think that you need to be with your tax professional, have one that you can meet with at least once a quarter. So as things change, whether people have babies, they buy homes, or, they get married, they get divorced, all of that affects your income and affects your taxes at the end of the year. And you need to know how are we planning for that during the year. And so if we can get it in the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, and then in the last quarter, we're prepared for the new first quarter of the year, because that's the time we're doing taxes. And so that's, one of the things that I address in the mistakes that you guys do as well. And so, she asked me if I had any closing words. Sure. I like to talk now, but I just want to encourage each and every one of you to continue to stay courage, continue to keep your head up, continue to move forward, continue to go after your dreams, knowing that there's nothing impossible for you to do. I don't try to, make it all religious, but my father said that, if there's nothing impossible for me to do, there's nothing impossible for you to do. And any and everything that you don't know, he says, I will send the Holy Spirit to teach you everything you don't know. And I was talking to to a group of my girlfriends the other day, and I said, and it just came to mind. I said, sometimes we have exactly what it is that we need in our hand. Exactly what it is that we need, but we don't necessarily know that we possess it, that we have it. And then other people can see that gift and that greatness that's inside of you. And you wonder why people are always asking you to do this, or why people are saying you're so awesome, you're so great in this, because sometimes people can see in you what it is that you can't see in yourself. But understand, you have exactly what you need inside of you right here in your hand. All you have to do is access it. Access your gift. Access your ability to be great. And so with that, I turn it over to you.
Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. So even though this is over, guess what? You can still get connected to the community. Yvette, did you have something to say?
Yes, I did. I
Go
wanted
ahead.
to say that I was a part of that wonderful conversation, and Eureka is so anointed. And I happened to meet her one night in an Uber, and we've been friends ever since. And this woman is a magnet for money, like, and she she is like just what I said. She's a magnet for money, and so she has such a beautiful spirit, and she accepts the money, and the money that comes to her pushes her into great places. And I just want to say how I am of her. And I'm behind you, sis, 100%. Whatever you need. That's it.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you. That's one of my best friends. So thank you so much.
This is what happens in our community. This is what goes on in our community. So get connected. So even though this is over, it's not over. We are always doing something, educating. It's about knowledge and empowering. If you go to bit.ly/PakeYourself21, you will see there are some things happening this week. There are free downloads that'll help you get started, okay, in whatever you need, whether you're trying to find money, startup capital for your business. You want to launch a business, but you don't know what to do. And you keep thinking, I don't have the money to do it, to erect it. Well, there's money in the land. There are ways to get it. If you're looking just for support, for community encouragement, inspiration, we have various ways where you can get involved. Okay. You can even start at volunteering level. Come into the community and start volunteering and see what you like, get your toes wet. See what you think. See how much information, because I'm telling you, even in volunteering, you get trained. Hello? So come on in, bit.ly/PakeYourself21. And guess what, guys? Until next year, around this time, we'll be back for the next Black Women Equal Pay Day. We'll have another wonderful summit. We'll have a wonderful guests again that will come and speak. You may see the same people. You may see different. But guess what? We will be back because it takes all of us to unite to fight this. Again, it's time for you to write your own paycheck. bit.ly/PakeYourself21. And we'll see you soon. Have a good evening.